So as I promised, I'm making a video of the whelping supplies that you need to start taking care of puppies. So first we'll start off with the cleaners. Over here you have Chloraxedine solution, about half a bottle, and a fresh bottle of the same thing. As you can see, Chloraxedine. Now, this is a very good disinfectant, and it'll be used to clean the whelping box so that it's perfectly clean from any microbial as well as antifungal bacteria, and that's a very important thing to have on hand. Of course, we have rubbing alcohol because you need to disinfect instruments. Here we have the tools for the umbilical cords to clamp it and cut it as it comes out from the amniotic sac, and it's staying in the Chloraxedine to disinfect it and make it perfectly clean. Here we have gloves, 50 gloves to take care of the birth. We have cotton swabs to either put on the puppy's umbilical cord to dry it off and let it fall off. We have some iodine to help with the belly button closing when the umbilical cord drops off, to dry off that area. We have color tags for the puppies so they can be not given names but initially color tags, and these are important not only to keep track of which puppy is which, but we use a notebook to keep track of the weight gain of each puppy. As you can see, we have a scale here in both milligrams and pounds. Of course, at this age, milligrams is more valuable because it's more accurate to see the difference in the weight of the puppies. And so some puppies are stronger and will push their weaker brothers and sisters out of the way, and you want to keep weight gain constant between the weaker pups and the stronger pups, because in nature it's survival of the fittest. The strongest pups push out the weaker pups, but that's where mankind gets involved, and we help them gain weight by keeping them longer on the breast and feeding, which otherwise in nature that would not take place. So we prevent that. So we keep track of the weight gain by knowing which color tag puppy is which, and if you have too many puppies and not enough nipples to latch on to, then in one feeding 3 or 4 pups may have to wait and be bottle fed while the remaining ones latch on, and then in the subsequent feeding you reverse it. Those which were bottle fed become on the nipple, and those which were on the nipple get bottle fed. So the way to keep track of that is to keep track of their color tags. Here we have various clamps to clamp off the umbilical cords so mother dog doesn't chew through them accidentally. Of course, after the first pup is born, you want to give this high intensity calcium called Oracal, which you can get from Revival Animal Health. It creates the uterine contractions to come faster, so that it doesn't cause the contractions to come, but once they do come, you want the uterine contractions to go one after the other, so to make the birth easier on the mama by giving her calcium. You don't want to give calcium before the first puppy is born, not to cause contractions prematurely. So any supplements which give calcium prematurely before the date of birth are not advisable. You only want to give calcium after the first puppy comes out. Here I have Tums, which are calcium carbonate. These are for me because my indigestion goes up. But these ones, calcium carbonate, in case you don't have Oracal on hand. As you can see, it says calcium carbonate. This does the same thing. Of course, you can't ignore a good old standby for mama dog. Oh, I don't have it here. It's in the upstairs refrigerator. I was going to show you ice cream. Ice cream is very useful for calcium as well as sugar. And of course, you also need to have sugar, which is honey. And that goes daily barking So the honey is very important to keep her strength up as she delivers puppies over the course of several hours. Ice cream is good for that, not only replenishing calcium but replenishing sugar level in the bloodstream, which is why I showed you honey. We have milk replacer here to create a powder to create milk. You can also use goat's milk if you don't have this in your local Walmart. You can buy goat's milk instead. It's very close to canine milk. It's not exactly the same, but it's close enough. Here we have something called the miracle nipple, and the tip of the nipple is very, very tiny, as opposed to what you would use in a bottle feeding situation for human babies. This way they don't aspirate the milk into their lungs. So this can be used to feed the puppies, which are not nursing on the mom. If you have too many puppies, you need to feed some by hand. So this miracle nipple is a lifesaver because it prevents them from getting milk into their nostrils and not into their tummy. So this is called miracle nipple. It's a very good thing to have. I showed you this before. This is much later when they will be transitioned to solid food. This is much later in the game. So I'm going to put the umbilical clamps back in. We have also a bunch of wee-wee pads here. Again, this is all later. This is not on the whelping day. Another thing I'd like to recommend is there's a prenatal vitamin called Oxymate, which has folic acid, but made by Breeder's Edge, Reviva Animal Health sells this. This is called Oxymama. After the female dog gives birth, she needs a lot of assistance in her recovery. This helps her recover faster, and it says postnatal vitamins, and this helps the mama dog recover and also produce a lot of milk. Of course, you have to keep up the liquid intake. To keep milk intake production high, you need calcium as well as phosphate and a lot of other essential amino acids, so that the mama dog has what she needs to produce milk, and the puppies are counting on her milk supply. So you have to have a lot of phosphorus, a lot of magnesium, a lot of potassium, and all these good things. Of course, giving boiled chicken liver as well as cooked chicken broth gives her a lot of nutrition as well as additional liquids that helps her with producing milk. So between the vitamins from mom, this is on the day of delivery, the calcium, another form of calcium should it be needed, ice cream for calcium as well as calories. All of this is necessary to prepare for the pregnancy and the delivery. Of course, the scale I think I already covered. The instruments I covered. The disinfectants I covered. Leave any questions or comments below. Thank you so much. Talk to you soon.